worst come first. When worst come the worst. When worst come.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Little dilated peoples. I went back and confirmed it. It is DJ Babook, not to be confused with. Hold on one second. I got podcast going in my ears there. DJ Babook from Dilated People is coming at you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. This is episode 768, I think, 769 of the show. It is December 10th. It is a Tuesday. It's a Tidbits Tuesday. It's also an AOC double shot. GRC last night. We got some macro stuff going today. It's all about good times, guys. Over the next hour, me, you, DJ B-Sec behind the glass. Kimberly can fix it from the Lanai. Marcus Kyler of the Yeet crew. Augusta Delgado, Terrence Billingsley with that blue badge action, the pain, not only IT, Aaron Carson, Dragos. Guys, we're all shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'm giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of the stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can we use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for our business stakeholders? And hold on now, Jenny Housley's in chat. Welcome to the party, Jenny. Guys, if you're looking to break into the industry, you're going to be asked, how do you stay current on the industry? Ding, 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 ding. Christmas came early because this is the winner chicken dinner answer to that question. On top of that, the networking is phenomenal. You need to network with other professionals in order to basically have a better chance, improve your probability of finding out about jobs, opportunities, resources. All that is all good. Plus, you're going to get exposed to the top stories of the day, which is very, very important for basically being a practitioner of a good efficacy. And also, recently added to the show, hashtag Team Solo. If you are a single operator, right, you're IT and cyber, you're just cyber, but you're a one-person shop out there, we are here for you. Think of the Simply Cyber community as like an extension of your team. In that, I don't disclose sensitive information, obviously. But my thing is, you can bounce ideas off. Don't feel you have to go it alone, okay? It can be very, very valuable to be able to discuss thoughts, ideas. Make sure you're not the crazy one in the room. Make sure you're not getting gaslit by the business side of the house. Guys, every single story we're about to go through, I don't research or prep any of those stories. You hear what I mean? Because I want to make it authentic. I want to make it as real as possible for all y'all, as if we were coworkers, and I'm coming in hot every single morning. I do want to say shout out to all of you, hashtag Team SC if you're in chat, but we might have some first timers here. I did the AOC Advent of Cyber Try Hack Me room yesterday, letting GRC breathe a little bit, hashtag GRC Mafia. That's right, GRC, the shirt is in the house. We are representing. We will not go quiet into that good night, Space Tacos, Chris Whitlock, and other GRC pros. So if you're here because of Try Hack Me, if you just found us, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Spoiler alert, we have a special sound effect, a special emote, a special on-screen GIF. All of that is for you, our first timers. Let us know in chat. Now, before we get into it, I do want to say shout out and love to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring the heat to you every single morning. I do want to start with ThreatLocker. I want to start with ThreatLocker. So 30 seconds from them. And then when we come back, we've got a special message from Barricade Cyber Solutions for this holiday season. ThreatLocker, 30 seconds. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit ThreatLocker. All right, shout out to Flakinator, putting out some really kind words about my GRC room, the Advent of Cyber yesterday. If you aren't playing Try Hack Me's Advent of Cyber, there's still time to get in on that. $100,000 in prizes and a GRC room. All about good times. All right, guys. Hey, I want to say shout out to Barricade Cyber Solutions. Now, Eric has asked me to do a separate read than what we normally do. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy a link to this post so everyone can read it. And we'll be doing this right up till Christmas. Eric Taylor from Barricade Cyber Solutions, hashtag Hunter Strong. Eric knows that things are tight for a lot of people, so no pressure at all. But he wants you to know as we get closer to Christmas time, he can't help but think about all the kids at the MUSC PCICU floor, where this was Hunter's second home. Hunter is Eric Taylor's son, who lost his challenge with a heart transplant recently. And the staff are just simply amazing. Will you consider donating at least $5 to help make things a little brighter for the staff and family during Christmas time? P.S. Barricade Cyber will actually match every dollar up to $20,000. PPS or PSS, as Eric put it here. We have some other thoughts we're working through to make it wonderful for other pediatric cardio patients. Go to hunterstrong.com for details on how you can contribute and find out about getting that matching donation. Again, this is to help children who are basically in the hospital, pediatric cardio patients. So kids, Christmas time with heart challenges. Thank you, Barricade Cyber. We'll continue to promote this as we get closer to Christmas. Guys, every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, and file it away. A lot of people ask me how to do that. Literally, you see this? This is chat. This is you. You could type in here flange valve or foobar or Merry Christmas or this is Jerry and it's December 10th, 2024. Whatever you want. Normally, I would say date CPE because I'm a nerd and I'm very conformist and I'm all about that GRC life. So I like to keep it nice and clean. But anyways, say what's up. Grab a screenshot of this chat. It says Daily Cyber Threat Brief. It has your name here. The file of the screenshot will have the timestamp. What are you going to do with that? File it away. Every single day we do the show, once a year, count the number of files and divide by 2 because it's half a CPE. Boom, baby, boom. You can get literally 120 CPEs from this show, and it costs you $0. So scoop that up every single day. Hashtag Team SC in chat if you want. Thank you, Haircut Fish. This is Jerry. It's December 10th. Hey, hashtag Team SC, hashtag Team Solo, hashtag First Timer. You choose your own adventure, everybody, but that's what it's all about. We're about to shred into the news. We got about 15 seconds. Let me just do the quick delete me read, and then we're going to get all up in this piece. Check it out now, guys, really, really quickly. Here we go. Did you know that your relatives' personal information can be sold online right now without you even knowing it? Things like home addresses, phone numbers, and even email addresses are floating around on data broker sites waiting to be scooped up by scammers. It's scary, but also preventable. Delete Me is a service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker websites. These are the sites that gather and sell your data, often without your consent. Delete Me goes in, get your details removed. They do the hard work for you, ensuring your family's information stays private. So this holiday season, give your loved ones the gift of privacy and peace of mind with Delete Me, now at a special discount for all of you all listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Use my promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com, joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Code simplycyber at checkout. All right, guys, we'll hear from Antisyphon later on in the show. But right now, as you all know, it's time to scoop into the news. Also, shout out to Dilated Peoples on the intro. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us all in an awesome wave.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. I'm Lauren Verno. Romanian energy giant battles ongoing attack. A cyber attack is in progress. That's the note investors for the Electrica Group received on Monday. The Electrica Group provides energy to more than 3.8 million customers in Romania and is considered one of the most important energy service companies in the country. Providing limited details, a statement from the company CEO said they are working to resolve the issue and identify the source of the attack. Now, while not confirmed, the attack is believed to be tied to ransomware. The statement went on to say that critical systems have not been affected, but customers may notice disruptions in service that were purposely implemented to protect internal infrastructure. Now, some are speculating Russia may have had a hand in the attack after Romania blamed pro-Russian hackers last week for interfering in their presidential election, ultimately forcing the country to annul the results.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is interesting. Romania is getting it from every direction. I don't quite understand why Russia is basically treating Romania like a puppet right now, like really jamming their hand up there. Election interference in their presidential election as they demand a recount, basically kind of either causing political strife and social unrest because people are questioning whether or not the election was influenced and interfered by Russia, or if the party that lost is just forcing their hand at a rerun. Okay, so there's that, and then on top of that, basically a ransomware attack on this electrical distributor. It could be a coincidence. Okay, ransomware is a crime of opportunity. Hey, Witherspoon. Ransomware is a crime of opportunity, okay? But it is well within Eastern Europeans' playbook of doing ransomware, okay? So here's my thoughts on this one. I don't know if Romania's come out and done some stuff that's like formally allying with NATO or, Western governments, right? So Russia's kind of slapping them down. Also, hold on. Let me look at this really quickly. Romania, you could see, wait, hold on. You can see on the stream here, I'm looking at a map of Romania. You can see Romania borders Ukraine on the southwestern side, so not actually touching Russia. But Russia, again, this isn't a political show, but if you think about like what Russia's main goal is, it's to basically prevent NATO from moving east and having like a clear line over Russian. So, I guess if they're having a tough time in Ukraine, maybe they're going to try to move down across the Black Sea into Romania. Moldova's there as well. I don't know. If you live in that region, if you are Romanian, if you are Moldovan or Serbian, Nerman, I know Nerman is Serbian in chat. Let us know. I mean, I'm kind of curious if this is just a coincidence that basically Romania is getting slammed up in here. Now, remember, another thing that's in Russia's playbook is disrupting electrical. And we saw this in 2017 with Ukraine getting its power knocked off, actually at Christmas time. You can go back and check the receipts on that. So it's not outside their playbook. Now, remember, electrical power is run essentially through operational technology. The management, the billing, the emails, the commercials, all that crap is run through information technology. So there is a clear IT component, which is what we're all familiar with, and then an OT component, or operational technology, industrial control systems that provide the power, the transfer stations, the actual delivery of power to your house, keeping your lights on. That is not through IT. And so a ransomware attack typically, very, very typically, does not impact the OT side of it. That's not how ransomware works. That's not what it's designed for. It's designed for mass, basically mass impact on Windows systems. There is ransomware for Unix and for Mac, so don't come at me and chat with that. But my point is, threat actors who run ransomware are not trying to pull down power. They're trying to get paid, okay? Where's my money? Straight cash, homie. Nice. Terrence Tech's got the Dilated People CD. I love it. Okay, so I don't know if this is a coincidence or not. The other thing, and this is completely tinfoil hat, okay? Complete tinfoil hat, but I do believe this. So I'll put the tinfoil hat, which is, if you're a new if you're a first timer here, if this is your first episode, two things. One, drop hashtag first timer in chat so we can welcome you. And two, the tinfoil hat is basically an asterisk on whatever I'm about to say. I strongly in my heart believe that the Russian government does not detonate ransomware on its adversaries. But I do believe that Russia offers basically top cover and bulletproof hosting, for lack of a better term, to cyber criminal threat actor groups operating out of Eastern Europe and Russia on the agreement that they don't attack Russian businesses. And if the Russian government calls on you to do a favor for the state, you get your act together. So I could see this being one of the ones where the presidential election's getting all dodged up and, they're like, we need to do something more. Hey, like tap them on the shoulder. Hey, ransomware threat group, you've enjoyed this bulletproof hosting for years. I need you to go do this for me. Go do it. Okay. That's what I think. All right. We got any first timers in chat? I don't see any first timers. Anyways, does it also mention what threat actor group it is? Nah, it doesn't mention it.
Ransomware disrupts medical device maker. Medical device maker Artivion reports they are still working to restore systems following a November ransomware attack that encrypted files and disrupted order, shipping, and corporate operations. The medical device company, which makes and distributes aortic-centric cardiac and vascular medical products, think mechanical human heart valves and stent grafts, to over 100 countries, said the attack has caused disruptions to some order and shipping processes, though the company has largely mitigated most disruptions. As of this recording, no ransomware group has claimed responsibility for the attack.
All right, so very strange. So at Sarah, I don't see it, but I'm Sean Sailors is telling me that at Sarah is a first timer. Sarah's message is retracted. Sarah, first timer, welcome to the party, pal. Sarah, ladies and gentlemen, squad members, please welcome Sarah.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right. So, it's a medical device manufacturer, but at the end of the day, I said the word manufacturer. That's what this is. Guys, if you work in manufacturing, I don't care if you're making Funko Pops or you're making cardiac, aortic, stem valve things, right? I don't care if you're making M1 Abrams tanks or you're making Lego figures. You're manufacturing, and ransomware has got you all dialed up. If you work in manufacturing, you absolutely need to be thinking of ransomware. In fact, I would go so far as to say the following. And GRC Mafia, get ready to stand proud, because GRC Mafia is about to get fully put on blast in like a good way. Again, I use Gen Z terms and I don't know what I'm saying. Listen, when you do an enterprise risk assessment, what we normally do in the world of GRC is we get whatever our ideal target environment looks like, right? Kind of like our profile of controls, technical controls, administrative controls, physical controls. We get all the controls. We have our state. Okay, listen, we want to be NIST CSF 2.0, maturity level 2.5, roughly, okay? And here's what an ideal world looks like. Now, let's enterprise risk assess our environment, get the current state of our world, look at the delta between the two, and then that's all of our gaps. Now let's prioritize the gaps based on criticality, likelihood, and impact. If you did my Advent of Cyber Room yesterday, you're very familiar with likelihood and impact, and that's your current state. In some instances, though, what you want to do is you want to do a very, very targeted risk assessment around a specific threat and the risk of that threat. In this case, manufacturing should be doing a ransomware risk assessment. Listen, multi-factor authentication, reasonable access control, data backups. These are the things that you need to put in place no matter what you do. I don't care if you're making coffee or if you're, I don't know, a private helicopter company, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, those are the controls that you absolutely need to have. It doesn't matter, okay? But beyond that, it starts to get nuanced on what controls are important and what are not. If you're in manufacturing, you should do a ransomware risk assessment. And basically that just says, here's the threat model. The threat model is ransomware comes in. Let's look at the impact. It's double. Let's assume double extortion. So they're going to exfil all our data and they're going to encrypt all our data. Okay, so what's our risk of all of our data being encrypted? Like how likely is that to happen? How bad is that? How quickly can we recover? Where are the backups? Does DJ BSEC know how to recover from the backups? Of course he does. Well, guess what? DJ BSEC, it's Friday night and he's at a football game. Okay, so now we got Jay Crypto in chat. Does Jay Crypto know how to restore from backups? No. All right, well then maybe we should identify that as a weakness of our ransomware threat and get that resolved. Now, data exfil. Okay, so the data goes out. Is it encrypted? No. All right, well, maybe we want to encrypt that. Are we storing data that we don't need because we're lazy and we don't want to delete it or archive it off? Yep. All right, so let's address that. What I'm saying is enterprise risk assessment is the standard practice for senior practitioners and CISOs to get a state of the union of their organization and program, and then address that. Don't sleep on targeted risk assessments, especially if you're in manufacturing or healthcare, especially with ransomware. That's what's up. Let's go.
Deloitte responds to data theft claims. Deloitte has responded to
All right, hold on. Medical device. Sean Sailors wants to know the attack vector. I don't see the attack vector here. I just typed in fish. That didn't come up. I typed in USB. That didn't come up. Let me see. They have insurance coverage. Insurance is not a silver bullet, right? Okay. Okay, so they got encrypted files. Actually, let's just take a hot minute on that instead of me flipping out about GRC entirely. Listen, the incident involved the acquisition and encryption of files. So they got pwned straight up. Double extortion. They exfilled and encrypted. Systems came offline, but they were able to recover, meaning they're still working on restoring systems. So, and it didn't have a material impact. Looks like this company was doing tabletop exercises and understanding how bad things could be and putting in controls in place. Also, shout out, it's in Hotlanta, Georgia. I'll be in Hotlanta later today. Can't wait. Love myself some Atlanta right now. And it doesn't say what the attack vector was.
Ransomware group BrainCypher's claims of stealing over 1 terabyte of data, stating the incident involves a single client system outside of Deloitte's network. BrainCypher, known for using Lockbit-based malware, is threatening to release the data in 5 days unless a ransom is paid. This marks the second hacking claim against Deloitte recently, following the Intel broker's allegations in September, which the company said had limited impact.
All right. So if you don't know, Deloitte is a professional services company, consulting. They do a whole host of different type of work. Also, shout out if you want to break into cybersecurity through GRC, professional services company is a phenomenal way to do it. You will have to travel, which is a double-edged sword. And I can talk about that if you guys want. But I broke in, really blew up through professional services. Myself, KPMG Consulting back in the day, was called Bearing Point. But anyways, federal government security, there's a ton of it. This is a company. Deloitte is a massive multi-billion-dollar company. It's privately owned by partners, but that's not the point. They got hit. Now they're claiming that Deloitte itself really isn't that impacted because it was a single client of Deloitte and that data got hit. Now, it's a terabyte of data, which is a lot of data. And we will see, because I can tell you for a fact, I can tell you with high confidence that Deloitte's not going to pay this ransom and just kind of let the chips fall and deal with it as best they can. It says that it's one client of Deloitte. So Deloitte has many clients. A lot of them are governments, state, local, federal, a lot of private industry. But, this is a very compartmentalized impact as far as it's concerned. Maybe they lose that one client. I don't know. They also have like contracts in place, multi-year contracts. Could be a violation of the contract. I don't know. I don't understand exactly how this got hit, but they said 5 days from now, unless a ransom is paid. This was a story from December 9th. So that's yesterday. So 4 days. I'm sure somewhere there's a website on the dark web with a countdown clock going. No Deloitte systems have been impacted. So, based on this sentence right here, this is an official statement by Deloitte. Quote, our investigation indicates that allegations relate to a single client system which sits outside of the Deloitte network. No Deloitte systems have been impacted, end quote. So, the more I read this now, this actually sounds more like a client of Deloitte was hit, and the BrainCypher ransomware gang is basically screaming Deloitte is the victim in order to be more noteworthy, right? Because I don't know who their client is, but let's just say their client is like FUBAR Systems or, I don't know, like Tallahassee County, right? Like something that is like less sexy. Well, then maybe it's not going to make noise. It's not going to do whatever. So this actually seems like it really doesn't have anything to do with Deloitte, right? So we'll see.
OpenWRT warns of critical vulnerabilities. OpenWRT is urging users to upgrade their firmware immediately following the discovery of critical vulnerabilities in its attended sys upgrade service. The flaws involve a command injection bug and truncated SHA-256 hashes, potentially allowing attackers to deliver compromised firmware images signed with legitimate keys. While no official OpenWRT images or verified custom builds were found to be affected, the project warned that older builds could remain vulnerable.
All right. Hey, really quickly, Team SC, like to say welcome to Jeremy. Jeremy in San Diego, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right. Yep. And DJ B-Sec behind the glasses suggesting that BrainCypher Deloitte may already have hit the 5 days. If somebody wants to Google or search for the BrainCypher to see if the Deloitte data has been published, it would be an interesting footnote, but doesn't really change any of my analysis. Okay. So OpenWRT, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is a custom wireless network device, like an access point, custom firmware that you can deploy. Back in the day, you might be like, why the hell would you write your own firmware? So back in the day, and I'm going to date myself here. Ready? Back in the day, the Linksys WRT 54G, oh, it's so good, was like the darling network access wireless point everybody had. In fact, I think I have one back in the other room. I'll go grab it. And there were limited, the firmware you got from Cisco or Linksys, which is basically Cisco's commercial line or residential line, whatever you want to call it. You could download custom firmwares, namely, I would go with DDWRT, DD, so Delta WRT, and flash that onto your Linksys router. And now you get all this extra functionality, tons and tons of functionality. And it was really cool. It was like an IT techie thing, kind of a hobbyist thing. I would do it all the time. I'm assuming OpenWRT is a similar firmware to unlock capabilities of your networking devices. What, is Linksys a bad word now? Is Linksys still around? Back in the day. So anyways, basically, if you're running OpenWRT on your wireless devices, two things. One, you're obviously a tech enthusiast because you had to flash the firmware yourself. My Aunt Dorothea is not going to be running OpenWRT firmware on her networking devices. My Aunt Dorothea goes to Best Buy and asks them to give her whatever it is she needs to be able to run her network at her house. In fact, she probably doesn't even say network. She probably says like, AT&T told me to come here and get a router. Can you help me get a router right? So she's running the standard build. So if you're running OpenWRT, first of all, awesome, like super cool that you're doing techie stuff. Second of all, update the OpenWRT, either re-image it, or there might even be an update button. If you're running OpenWRT in your lab environment or something like that, and you just have it from old school and you don't, you haven't updated it, just fix it. If for some freaking reason you are an MSP of small businesses and you have deployed OpenWRT into your clients' environments, well, I'm sorry, but you've got some work to do before Christmas, my friend, because you got to go touch all these things and get them updated, especially if they're internet facing, because this will get popped and it will be gross, and then you'll have a big problem. You can see the 9.3 provisional score, CVSS score. It doesn't help when you run SHA-256 hashes, but then you truncate it to 12 characters. That's effectively like neutering or kneecapping the whole point of using hashing, right? We see the same thing with, what is it? Oh my God. Is it NTLM or Landman or whatever it is? It's one of these Windows deprecated protocols where no matter like how many characters you made your password, it would nerf it down to like 8 or something like that. So that's the deal. I do feel a little nostalgic. Let's do the play. We're at the mid-roll here. So let's do that. And then I will, while this is running, I'll go get a little nostalgic with y'all.
Thanks to today's episode sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker helps you take a proactive, default deny approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action, allowed or blocked, for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation are fully supported by their US-based support team. To learn more about how ThreatLocker can help keep your organization running efficiently and protected from ransomware, visit threatlocker.com. That's ThreatLocker.
All right, let's get to the mid-roll. All right. Love it. I'll actually save it for my Tidbits Tuesday. Guys, hey, if you're getting value from the stream, first of all, awesome. Second of all, the music, am I right? Third of all, hit like on YouTube. If you're on YouTube right now, if you're on LinkedIn, you're awesome. Welcome to stay. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button on YouTube. It basically triggers the algorithm to help other people find it. Plus, we can ride the wave. There's a whole science behind YouTube and the algorithm and all this other stuff I won't bore you with. But we can ride the wave that the Try Hack Me AOC GRC room provided yesterday. So we got a big push from that AOC room. And if you guys, this is like the next piece of content I'm releasing, right? So if everybody likes it on YouTube, it'll amplify that. And then when we drop, I'm doing room 10 in Advent of Cyber today. So that room drops at 11 a.m. We're going to hit another wave. So like basically, I always ask you to hit the like button for the streams to help others. But today's stream and tomorrow's stream particularly, you can have a major impact for the community and help. So please take a moment and hit that button if you can. Flakinator, forgot to mention, I got a final interview today in a few hours for a GRC analyst role. Heck yeah, boy. Let's go, Flakinator. You got this. Crush it. All right, guys. Hey, I want to say shout out and thanks again to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, Delete Me, ThreatLocker, and Antisyphon Training. I don't know if Micah, Maverick, Courtney are lumbering into school right now with Zach Hill at the helm. But if he is, let's get this mid-roll. Antisyphon, 30 seconds. We'll be right back, and I'll share a little bit about me. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education, regardless of financial position? check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing, as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up. All right. Thank you so much, Antisyphon. Love it, love it, love it, guys. So happy to be here. Shout out B-Dubs, Brews and Hacks, finding us last year. Regine Franklin, CPA to Cyber. Pamela, hope you got the heat fixed up there in the UP. I know you were dealing with some stuff. Hey, Jacob Ripper, good to see you guys. Hey, every single day of the week, we do a special segment, and Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday, where I share a little bit about myself. You know, I know I'm a GRC person, and Joseph makes fun of me for not being technical, but I actually do have technical background. This is the WRT 54G, so welcome to the Wayback Machine. If you see this and it gives you nostalgia vibes, that's what's up. This right here was like, you couldn't go to someone's house in the late 90s, early 2000s and not see this device. Okay, I've reimaged this thing. This thing I have so much nostalgic tie to that, like, I don't throw it away. Like, I literally don't need this. And actually, you know what? For a Tidbits Tuesday, this is the real. And so many of you here are going, oh, I'm happy to hear that, Pamela. Hey, listen, the real, here's the real. This is a Tidbits Tuesday that just came up on me. If you identify with this, please drop a hashtag preach in chat. As a tech person, I have more than one storage container or like a Tupperware tub full of like cables, tech devices, things I don't need, right? Like this is an example. I do not need this, yet I somehow, like some kind of bizarre tech hoarder, I identify as a minimalist. As a tech hoarder, though, listen, I have got multiple tubs in my attic full of tech. And you know, the thing is, it's like, oh, one day I'm going to need this like obscure cable. That'll be the day I need that cable. Dude, I've got coax cable, RCA cable. I've got all this friggin' tech that I don't need. And I just like, ugh. And of course, the second I throw it away, someone's like, hey, do you have a cable for this? And I'm like Skeletor in that meme. So that's what's up. If you identify, if you have more than one tub of cables and crap that you really should throw away, but you know you're like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. Like this drawer, like right now, this drawer, what do we got in here? Batteries. I got, like multiple cables I don't need, multiple SD drives I don't need. But here's the other drawer. Yep. More cables. I've got like multiple like mobile like access point attacking devices. Final Tidbits Tuesday. Like I've got a stack of these tiles. I'm never going to use these, but I refuse to throw them away. I need help. Send help. Let's do our laws. Alpha Sierra, please lead us off. There we go. This is me. And if you're listening on audio only, I've got the Skeletor meme up. This is me when I'm storing tech and I know I don't need it. This is my inner monologue. Gosh. Plus, sometimes Mrs. Auger's like, why are you saving that? And I'm like, I don't know. And hopefully this resonated with everybody. Know that you're not alone. You know that you're not alone. All right, let's finish strong, y'all.
New Salt Typhoon details emerge. The Salt Typhoon campaign saga continues as White House cyber and emerging tech lead Ann Neuberger spoke at a conference over the weekend, saying the Chinese cyber spies recorded, quote, very senior U.S. political figures, as well as stealing private communications. While Neuberger did not disclose who exactly those very senior officials may be, she did confirm that 8 U.S. telecom providers were compromised in the attack, along with organizations in dozens of other countries. These revelations come as the Senate prepares to scrutinize threats to American telecom networks in an upcoming hearing, with Salt Typhoon and China's broader cyber agenda expected to dominate discussions.
All right. So this is interesting. Ann Neuberger, White House security boss, right? You hear her name thrown around. They've done an investigation. If they know that 8 different telecom providers were impacted by this, they've definitely gone deep, right? They probably have some of their best federal resources, NSA, FBI type people looking into this. This is a serious breach of national security, right? So, obviously they take it quite seriously. They said they haven't said who was snooped on yet. Believe me, they know who it was. Also, spoiler or fun fact, I didn't realize there were 8 different major telecom providers out there, but whatever. So the actual number of calls they took, recorded, and focused on were senior political individuals. No kidding. Dude, China is executing espionage. That's what's up. They're very good at espionage, okay? They're also good at authoritarianism, but, whatever. Chinese espionage program focused on key government officials. Yes, of course. So the question becomes, who did they snoop on and what did they get, right? Because now basically the incident has occurred. So now we need to understand basically what's the impact, right? This is a realized vulnerability that was exploited. And now it's more about like, what's the impact? What's the blast radius? Who did they hear? What did they hear? What is that disclosure of information that they were able to get? What's the impact? Let's see. Let's see. There's a U.S. Senate Commerce Subcommittee Wednesday on Communication Network Safety and Security. I mean, this is just a really bad situation. I mean, CISA and the FBI came out last week and said you need to start using encrypted messaging for business, which I roundly, I don't want to say rejected, but like laughed at as like, oh yeah, like that's a cute idea, but in reality, like it's completely impractical. No one's going to switch their business over to fully encrypted messaging apps to do business. Like, can you imagine? Like, hey, I'd love to discuss maybe collaborating with you on a project. Sure. Like, send over your media kit. Yeah, no problem. Just I need you to get on Signal and DM me, and we'll do it that way. Like, no one's doing that. Right. And that's like, it doesn't scale, like everything about it. So, yeah, China's all up in our business. Also want to point out, like, it just blows my mind that this is not considered an act of war. Like, this, like, I get it. I get it. We don't want to go to war. I don't want to go to war. I do not want Casually Joseph getting conscripted into the military. But it's just like the line of what is defined as war in the cyber world is absolutely nebulous. It just blows my mind, right? Also point out that, United States might be inside of China's networks and telecoms and stuff like that. So not throwing stones in a glass house here, right? Like US has a very advanced offensive cyber capability as well that I'm sure they're deploying all throughout the world. We just don't get a cool APT name. I guess we call it Equation Group, but what's the world doing?
Black Basta evolves strategy. The Black Basta ransomware group has shifted tactics, using social engineering methods like email bombing, impersonating IT staff, and distributing malicious payloads such as Zbot and Darkgate to gain initial access. Once victims install remote access tools like AnyDesk or TeamViewer, attackers deploy malware to harvest credentials, steal VPN configurations, and bypass MFA protections, facilitating deeper infiltration. The shift showcases the ransomware group's move from purely botnet reliant approaches to a hybrid model that integrates social engineering.
All right, real quick, when I hear Black Basta, like every single time I hear it, Black Basta, all I can think of is this. And I don't even know if this is going to have like bad words or anything. So, but this is what I hear in my mind.
Mr. Bombastic.
Every time. All right. So Black Basta ransomware, guys, this is not sophisticated at all. Okay. Social engineering attack. Here's the deal. Just like it's hilarious to sign your friend up for AARP so they start getting that, on their 40th birthday, or you sign them up for some like, silly, obscure, fringe email list. Threat actors, Black Basta ransomware, are basically, there's nothing sophisticated, but this is highly effective, okay? Here's the attack. You could even bump this out in a job interview, right? They take your email address, which is easy to find, right? So like alphasierra@gmail.com, right? brentb@gmail.com, marcuskyler@gmail.com, like whatever. Or you can use a tool like hunter.io to figure out the email convention for a business, look them up on LinkedIn and say, oh, Jerry works at Microsoft. It's first initial, last name at Microsoft.com. So high probability that my email address is gauger@Microsoft.com. They then take your email address. They could even email you once just to confirm that that is in fact your email address. Then they take your email address and they sign you up to 1 million different newsletter lists, which ends up spamming your inbox. So first of all, that's the first part. They spam your inbox. Now you're like, what's that going to do with me? They then contact you as pretending to be IT and say, hey, we see a problem and we're here to fix it. You as the victim also see the problem and also are grateful that someone is going to fix it for you. That's when they come in, they deploy TeamViewer or AnyDesk or LogMeIn or any of these remote access solutions. So not sophisticated. It's a friggin' over-the-counter software you can purchase that allows you to remote in. And then once they're in there, they can do whatever they want. They're literally logged on as onto your box. Maybe as admin, I'm not 100% sure. But that's it. They literally trick you into thinking you need help, and then they get on there and they detonate malware. Ransomware in some instances, okay? Be mindful of this. The specific thing you need to be mindful of is educating your end users that if they get a high influx of emails that they're not expecting, that they should be they should be mindful of someone trying to help them. And what they should do is contact IT or help desk or support or whatever. They initiate the contact to get help. And really, there's nothing you can do, right? I mean, change your email address, right? Basically. It's kind of a sucky thing to dig out of. You could unsubscribe from a bunch of things. You could set up a filter. But the thing is, it's going to be hard to like filter between like legitimate emails and these newsletter emails, right? So it is kind of it's kind of like spilling glitter, right? Spilling glitter. You could pick the glitter up, right? You could pick the glitter up. It can be done, but it's a pain in the ass and it's challenge. Sorry, Hannah. Sorry, Kennedy. It's a pain, right? It's difficult to do. And there's always going to be some remnants of glitter around, right? That's like what getting signed up on these email bomb lists are. It's just easier to like basically get a new email address, which is problematic all onto its own, right? Educate your end users. That's it. Educate your end users. Don't let them fall victim to this. this Mr. Boombastic crime.
Airbnb fraud center arrest. Putting Airbnbs to a new use as fraud centers. Belgian and Dutch authorities arrested 8 members of an international cybercrime network involved in phishing, online fraud, and money laundering. Operating out of Airbnbs in Belgium and the Netherlands, the suspects targeted victims across Europe, stealing millions of euros through fake bank schemes and fraudulent door-to-door approaches. During searches, authorities seized luxury items, cash, and electronic devices.
All right.
Regulators! Mount up.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. 4 individuals arrested in Belgium. So this group did just committing fraud, right? What? Hold on 1 second. Okay, Eric's here. Cool. They would phish victims, banking login pages, fake banking pages. So this is a little bit more sophisticated than what Black Basta, Mr. Boombastic was doing back where they would just like basically have a bunch of emails come to you. Fake banking login pages, that's basically a phishing page where you put in your credentials and then they steal your creds, right? You can do this with you can do this with Metasploit Framework. You can do this with Social Engineering Toolkit or SET. You can do it with GoFish, right? Not saying you do it. I'm just saying those are the tools out there that are widely available to allow threat actors like this to do it. Now, they pose as bank employees and basically say your account's been compromised, right? Getting that fear and uncertainty pushed onto you. And then they stole several millions. Let's see. And then, of course, like every traditional, textbook threat actor, they would use the money to buy luxury watches, designer clothes, and party like a rock star. Okay. Whatever. I mean, I guess if you're going to commit crime, here's my thing. Honestly, if you're going to commit crime for financial gain, what's your goal? I mean, is it to retire at 25 or is it to live the life and just be like, making it rain everywhere? So that's what's up. I'm glad they got arrested. Good. Throw the book at them.
Report showcases risks to U.S. critical infrastructure. A report from Fortress reveals thousands of vulnerabilities in software powering U.S. critical infrastructure, with 25% of components and 90% of products containing China-developed code, which is more likely to have vulnerabilities. Researchers identified over 9,000 unique vulnerabilities, including 855 highly exploitable ones, and found 20 components responsible for 80% of critical risk. According to the report, the most common dependencies were the Linux kernel, zlib, and OpenSSL.
All right, OpenSSL. Familiar with that one. Let's see. So there is a report here that everyone can go download and check out. Let me check it out really quickly. Here we go. This is from Fortress InfoSec. You do have to put in your name and stuff. So this is a lead generator, right? Obviously, you put your name in here. They're going to start emailing you about all their services. This is a business-funded research, which means I don't know what Fortress InfoSec sells, but I'm sure whatever they sell, this report is going to highlight that it, whatever their solution addresses is a big problem, right? That's what this report's going to show. So just know when you read industry reports that sometimes they have a subjective or a bias associated with them. 25% of software companies and 90% or components and 90% of software products contain code from developers in China. All right, so this is what we're going here. Again, like there's a lot of speculation here. Compromised software code can provide threat actors with a backdoor. Yeah, no kidding. It can also provide threat actors with a lollipop in a pony if you code it in there, right? I hate stuff like this, dude. Ugh, fear, uncertainty, doubt. 90% of your code comes from China. There can be backdoors in here. Hide your wife, hide your children. What are we doing here? Come on. I hate this, man. China is an existential threat to the U.S. economic and physical security, says the CEO of Fortress. Yep. Software bill of materials for most widely used products managing the U.S. electric power grid. All right, so what is this? Okay, so they used this North American Energy Software Assurance Database, I guess some data set of software that's used by the energy sector, and reviewed the software bill of materials for 2,000 software products, found 9,000 vulnerabilities, 855 highly exploitable vulnerabilities. Okay. This is, I mean, again, give me a tinfoil hat really quickly, okay? There's a couple things to point out here, okay? Number one, a software bill of materials is supposed to be like, so Sean says software bill versus the actual code. So software bill of materials is supposed to show you like what libraries, what code bases, what is in here. The actual code itself is one layer deeper or one layer more granular than software bill of materials. I'm not dismissing this, all right? But this is literally, this report oozes fear-mongering, okay? This is what this report is doing, fear-mongering, okay? So Fortress is an AI-powered cyber company defending critical infrastructure in supply chain. Okay, exactly, okay? So this company makes a software that fixes all these problems, but this just screams fear-mongering. Okay, they reviewed a software assurance database, right? They didn't review the code that's deployed in the energy sector businesses. They reviewed a database of code that is used in some instances, and they found of 2,000 software products, 9,000 unique vulnerabilities. Okay, first of all, a lot of times the software is the current state, right? Like when you buy a new laptop and it's running Windows 11, it may have not received any patches yet because it came from the factory 4 months ago. You've missed 4 patch Tuesdays. You're behind. So like I buy a brand new laptop, right? Brand new Windows 11 that's still got the seal on it. And you're going to say, oh, we looked at Jerry's new laptop and it's already got 72 0 days on it. True, but I'm going to patch it. It's going to be updated. You're not looking at my computer. You're looking at the state of my computer as it was issued, just like they're doing it here. This, to me, it's just, this is one of those things, okay, y'all? This is one of those things where, like, as GRC, as a GRC person, but as cyber professionals, we can read between the lines here. But if you're a business or you're trying to get budget, you're in the energy sector, you're trying to sell this tool to non-tech people, to non-cyber people, this report reads really well. Everything's on fire, and the only thing that's going to put it out is this tool right here. I don't know, man. Whatever. I guess you got to sell some software. But to me, I don't know, man. I just don't like overt fear-mongering. 90% of the code comes from China, and there could be a backdoor in there. So then everything is sus. Whatever. I don't like this. I don't like it.
A CISO can't shake a stick without finding it.
All right, hold on. We are at 8:58. Let us go. Hold on one second. Let's do this. All right, guys. I hope you had a great show today. I felt good about it. We are right on time. I did reveal that I'm a tech hoarder. I do appreciate it. Guys, want to remind everybody that if you didn't know, tryhackme.com's Advent of Cyber is currently going on right now. 24 days of cyber challenges, $100,000 in prizes, and I'm not logged in right now, but I am the content creator who's hosting yesterday's room, which was all about some GRC love, and today's room, which is much more technical. Get to do some hands-on stuff, throwing around some Metasploit payloads, getting all dirty up in the offensive security side of things. Have a great day, Nerman. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere. because we've got jaw jacking coming in hot, hot, hot. And you'll be joined by two industry professionals. Eric Taylor's in the green room ready to come on. I'm done teaching the Citadel this semester, so I'll be around on Tuesdays and Thursdays unless something comes up. Also want to remind everybody on December 21st, 12/21, there is a live 4-hour Capture the Flag contest for the Simply Cyber community. I haven't picked out what the prizes are, but we can do that. It's absolutely free, hosted by Meta CTF. Stay tuned for more information about that. I just got so much going on. I got to go to Atlanta in a few hours. And yes, Space Tacos. Yesterday was the GRC room, third-party risk assessment. Go get it. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere because we are going to be right back with some hot, hot jaw jacking. Let's go. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jaw Jacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some jaw jacking. All right, here we are. We are on some jaw jacking. I need to pivot. I'm still trying to get used to having the other computer for jaw jacking, but let's welcome onto the stage one, Eric Taylor. Eric, how are you today?
Good, man. Good. I've actually slept for a couple of days. It's good.
Nice. Getting caught up on all that much needed sleep. I love it. All right. Hey, we're going to do jaw jacking right now. Throw your questions in chat, and I'm going to go ahead and go off stage, but then I'm going to come right back. Eric, you have the floor. Any thoughts on any of the stories today? How about that fear-mongering one?
Oh, that was great. There, as always, I want to bring up a story. We'll share my screen real quick. Let's see here. Entire screen. So this is something I seen come across my feed over the weekend, and kind of seeing this come played out. I'm glad I'm not over here smoking too much crack. Let's pivot this. That's not showing up the way that I want to, but I digress. All right, so across my feed over the weekend, we've seen there was claims about the Microsoft NTLM 0-day that remains to be unpatched. Now, I was like, hold on. We had one of these things not too long ago. Is this a new one or just, an update to the CVE? And I couldn't really find any details. I was like, maybe I'm just tired and not getting it, or whatever. But looking at this story and a couple other ones, and I'll drop this link here in y'all's chat as like I'm Dr. Gerald Auger. But Microsoft has released fresh guidance to the organizations how to mitigate the NTLM, which is almost like a pass the hash. It's stored credentials, relay attack by default. Days after researchers were finding a NTLM hash disclosure 0-day on all versions of Windows workstations and server. From the stuff that I'm seeing on the hacker forums, this does include the new 2022 version that came out, and that's in beta, I believe. And this part here, I was really glad to see when I read this story about 20 minutes ago. However, it's not immediately clear if the two developments are related or purely coincidental in terms of timing. In any event, the bug has not yet have a CVE or CVSS score and is not expected to be patched for months. So we don't know if this is a new one. We don't know if it's a continuation, aka like Print Nightmare. Every time we turn around, they patch it, but it doesn't really patch. And you got to do all these mitigating steps and everything like that. So definitely keep this one on your radar. Keep a lookout for stuff. I know I'm going to be doing a little bit more digging now that I'm seeing more information coming out about this particular thing, and to find out, is this potentially a new 0-day into NTLM, or is this a continuation where the original patch did not fix anything? Things of that nature, right? So, go hide all your domains. So that's about it on that particular topic. Hopefully I didn't destroy everybody's day too much in that scenario. And with that, we have Dr. Gerald Auger back. Let's see if he's actually selected the right microphone this time.
I'm Batman.
Yes, you are Batman.
All right,
Congratulations,
right
Penguin.
on. What's up? Yeah, so I got some lighting situations sorted out, but I even have this like janky like pole here. This was an idea Casually Joseph had, so we'll try that out. Let me do that. Oh wait, that. Yeah. Okay, we're good. So hold on. I'm gonna fix this. Let's try it. If I'm gonna be full Batman, I guess I should full Batman it, right?
Dude, if you're
All
going to put
right.
on the mask, I'm going to leave.
All right. There we go. How's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Of course, I can't hear you now. That's great. All right, so I went
Welcome to
ahead and
Audio
turned
Issues
the light
101.
off, and now I can't hear anything. That's great. Stand by.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. It would not be a Simply Cyber podcast if it was not for audio issues by your one and only Dr. Gerald Auger. So I'm going to check the chat real quick, see if anybody's got any Alesha's questions. And I feel goofy. You're so holy today. I don't understand what that means. What's been going on? Just over here working, doing the forensic thing. Was literally right before this, I was building out a timeline for a client for a meeting that we have in a couple of hours. Timeline showing, an Excel sheet of, what happened when, where, and all that stuff. So it feels good because we were pretty slow there for a couple months there. So, being able to get back into the grind of things, it feels good. Question: have you called your wife Alfred? No. Oh, that must be for Dr. Jared Ozier because he's Batman. Sorry, that took me a second. Do you celebrate Festivus? No, I celebrate Christmas. Hello, question. Eric, books don't get cold in the winter at the library because they have jackets. Yep. Brexy, yeah, that's one of the things I was kind of. This goes back to the story I just mentioned about the NTLM relay attack. If it was, then you would think it would be a continuation like we've seen with Print Nightmare and some of the other vulnerabilities of old or of last year. And I haven't seen that report come out tying it to that previous CVE. Forgive me, I don't know what it is, but yeah, you would think that the reports would have already come out. This is a continuation of the existing CVE, a new update to it because of added exploits of an improper patch and things of that nature. So, like I said, after this show, I will definitely be looking into a little bit more, trying to get some further insights. Is this a new one? How do we potentially mitigate this? Is it just because we're requiring digital signing and starting to invoke that for a lot of our clients? And a lot of clients we have to have those conversations about because I know it's going to break a lot of their stuff. So trying to figure out how do we potentially mitigate these type of things, but requiring sign code or code signing for authentication between servers and workstations is very critical in helping mitigate a lot of these NTLM and passing the hash type of scenarios. So it'll be interesting to see over the next couple of days or hours, does this get tied to the original one or if this is a new one that we all need to light our hair on fire and go running around. But stop. Are you self-employed? Yeah. Yeah, I'm the owner. So yeah. Please explain how companies give wall garden for certain departments, especially ones that does development. So those who don't know, wall garden is an ISP term. At least I learned about it in the ISP days, internet service provider, where you would hook up your new modem, router, whatever, being issued to you by, at the time, US Cable and Comcast. The you would have a soft internal network, if you will, but you were wall garden on the edge of the edge device where you're not allowed to get onto the internet without the provisioning from the ISP. In today's methodology, this is literally, almost like zero trusting to a certain degree, but it's coming in and saying you're only allowed to do this, this, and this, and that's kind of the new age wall garden scenario, right? So you're literally doing a white list of allowed applications and or sites in your firewall for that particular department to be able to get out. And that's essentially the wall. I haven't heard anybody outside of the ISP world ever call it wall garden. So I hear people in, when I did network sysadmin and things of that nature, it was like zero trust or application control or website listing, white listing, blacklisting, things of that nature, depending on that. So I'm assuming Brexy, you're in the ISP or came from the ISP world, unless, I'm just so disconnected these days that, people are actually calling that wall garden now. Alexis Julian asked, I asked this to Jerry yesterday. Well, he's back to re-answer your question all over again. What do you
can answer it. Yeah.
Biggest cyber threat scam to individuals in 2025? That's a good question.
I do want to say, if you have any thoughts, drop them in chat. I saw Christina Paulika put her thoughts in chat answering this question. So obviously, I want to hear what Eric has to say, but also would love to hear what other people have to say as well. If you're watching on replay, put them in comments.
Yeah, exactly. Alexis, Julian, I will come back. Let me put some thought into it because I haven't really. So, again, non-political show.
Yep.
But this is going to borderline politics. And I said it before, where we see that some of the verbiage coming from Trump and his administration is pivoting CISA, FBI, and other three-letter agencies back to internal government security, right? And we see it on the stories today where China and these other adversaries are injecting code into critical infrastructure and repurposing to control or secure our own internal assets versus companies that we've been seeing for the past 4 to 6 years, repivoting those. I think businesses are going to be more impacted in the years to come with cyber threats because, of course, the government's trying to protect government and critical infrastructure is my personal thing. So that's kind of where my mindset has been and really having conversations with folks. I haven't really spent a lot of time in thinking of from a personal aspect what is the biggest threat, but I will do some thoughts on that and come back next Tuesday and talk about that.
All right, I like it. Ronin Jedi says, okay, you got, pull them up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so yeah, that's why I thought Festivus was a thing. It says a made up holiday from Seinfeld way back in the day. It's hilarious. So, Space Tacos a minute ago was asking me if I celebrated Festivus. I'm like, no, I celebrate Christmas.
All right. Hey, I want to share some stuff with people because people are asking about this in chat. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Do you have another question to pull up? I thought I was ready to do this, but I'm not.
I'm just literally going down the list here of all the cues.
Okay. Yeah, hold on.
You got your screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's answer the question. I gotta tee it up.
Question. Why is that? Sorry. What practice SIP and CYSA plus results to be good to get on GitHub in lieu of the cert saving currently? Joe, I would say come back to on Thursday and talk to DJ BSEC because he just went through the CISSP. I've said it before that I'm a little disconnected from that world now. I've just been in forensics and pen testing and stuff like that for many years. It's probably been at least 6 or so years since I was a real good network system administrator on it as a day-to-day operations. a lot of times forensics, we're getting brought in to do recovery, and we do a lot of that role. But from a day in, day out, I just don't play in that. And like I said, DJ Bisek definitely went through this very recently. So I would say ask that on Thursday. He may have some really good resources.
Yeah, and bring it back up, please.
Oh, sure.
You want to be careful too. Like, it depends. Like, I don't understand exactly what you're talking about publishing on GitHub. So when you say results, are you saying that you take a practice exam and you say that you got a 75 on a practice exam, or are you saying you're publishing the practice exam and the questions and answers on GitHub? Just be careful. There could be some like licensing issues. Obviously, ISACA, ISC squared, these companies, they want very much to protect those questions because it's integrity of the exam. So just be careful with that. All right, we got a personal question here from Dream Logic about your favorite barbecue, beef or pork, Eric.
Barbecue would be pork.
All right. So let me do this really quickly.
But I am starting to get into some really good beef short ribs, though. Gosh, that was some mash. Oh, I'm getting so freaking hungry.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm hungry too. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so let me share this with everyone. Space Tacos asked about it. I've teased it, but it's probably the easiest way to do it this way. Wait, hold on. That's your screen. Hold on. No, it's fine. It's fine. I made a mistake. All right, just information on the Meta CTF stuff. This is the Meta CTF. You can see here we're doing this. It's December 21st at noon Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. It is you can see here, ooh, look at this guy. We're all up in here now. So Antisyphon TCM and now Simply Cyber Academy. I'll drop a link in chat to go to this. You can register, and then once you're in it, there are directions on how you would actually get on our private scoreboard, right? So let me show you this really quickly. Once you're in here, right, and I'll make a little video, but once you're in here, you have to go to join a scoreboard. Where is it? Yeah, right here. This one right here, December 2024 upcoming. You have to register for it first, okay? And then once you register, you have to say you want to join a private scoreboard, the Simply Cyber one. And once you do that, you're in there, and that's how you can compete on December 21st and win prizes, which are TBD at this time. But we'll put some good prizes in there. All right. I am on the fence whether or not I will be doing the CTF. I actually have a compulsive, not disorder, but I'm compulsive when it comes to CTFs, and I basically get really like addicted to them and start like ignoring other life responsibilities. So, yeah. So anyways, if you're going to be doing the CTF, let me know. Again, I'll drop a link in chat for that CTF. All right. What other questions we got? Oops.
I'm kind of scrolling through right now.
Okay, no problem. I see Christina Paulika in here. What's up? I see the pain. Anita Saylor, it's good to see you. Joe Dean, hello. No problem. Sean Saylor said, based on your barbecue answer, you're not from Texas.
I am not. South Kakalaki.
Yep.
Which is still amazing, Jerry. We live probably about 20, 25 minutes away from each other. We had to go almost clear across the country before we seen each other.
I know. I know. Dude, one of my closest friends of my life, he's like literally a brother. Like if he called me right now and said he needed me, it doesn't matter where he is. I would drop everything. I would cancel my flight to Atlanta and I would go to where he needs me. He moved and he lives closer than you do. And I haven't seen him since April. You know, it's crazy. Rich464 says, question, was there not a port, maybe Port of Miami, that found a bunch of cellular equipment undocumented in cranes that had been used for a few years? I don't know anything about that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Usually it goes to lowest bidder. What was the artisan website where the artists included their license to creators for playing their music? Bruise and Hacks asked. That is Stream. Oh my God, Stream Beats. It's oh my God, it's Stream Beats. I'll pull it up in a second here. Let me see. Yeah, Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Let me pull that up. Stream Beats. If you go to streambeats.com, let me share this on stream. If you go to streambeats.com, you can see it's right here. You can he literally just has like a link to his his Google Drive where you can download all this music. And he just does this as a courtesy to everybody. It's a content creator, Harris Heller. He makes good content too. So streambeats.com. And I'll drop that. Whoever asked that, Bruise and Hacks, I'll drop that in chat right now for you. Cool. All right. I always feel like there needs to be music going.
Yeah, I normally do here, I'll turn it on here.
Oh, all right. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Let's see what else you got. Robert Cooper. Oh, Angular says, does Mrs. Auger ever get mad at you when you zone out or in the CTF zone? No, she doesn't get mad at me. I get mad at myself. Honestly, I haven't fallen into a CTF. Like, I literally actively try not to do CTFs, and occasionally I accidentally slip into them. Like, I'll give you the most recent one was Black Hills Information Security has like Sharp Prompt, the magazine. Anyways, they sent one out that had like 3D glasses in it, and it was like, oh, use the 3D glasses to find the secret code. And I was like, all right, this is fine. Like, it's one challenge, like a little fun puzzle, like doing Wordle or something. This will take me 5 minutes. I had a cup of coffee. I was the first one up. It was like 6 a.m. Nobody was up in my house. And I was like, great. So I throw on the glasses and I find the hidden message or whatever. And I put it in, and I realize at that moment I effed up. It was the first clue of a bigger CTF. And I ended up, it was like 2 p.m. So remember, I started at 6. It was 2 p.m. I was still wearing my pajamas. I hadn't brushed my teeth. I missed my kid's soccer, like taking my kid to soccer practice. Like, I hadn't eaten. I was a mess. And I finished the CTF. I got the little pin. But yeah, this is what can happen. I just like forget all responsibility. It's bad.
Yeah,
right.
I had that problem too when I was doing a lot of penetration testing. It just got ugly. Like, you would just get so zoned in, like 5 more minutes, I'm almost there. That's why, a lot of times we talk about it on the show where, you need to like set a timer for like every 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is. You just need to stand up and walk away for a minute.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to get a glass of water or whatever.
I see a lot of questions in chat coming in, so let's speed run this. I see a question for Eric Taylor. When running the business over holidays, what's the funnest thing to do as a business owner? Do anything holiday related?
Nah, I mean, it's not business related. It's more personal where, kind of what we were talking about yesterday. I think you may have mentioned it on the stream today where, we just like to do a lot of stuff with a children's hospital and things like that. We just kind of go all out on that type of situation, just trying to bless others because of how we've been blessed as a business. So, again, not business, more personal. Like later today, we're going to a local Target and we're going to be filling up like 5 or 6 shopping carts. And tomorrow we're taking it down to the children's hospital and stuff. I mean, that's the stuff that we like to do. That's fun.
Sean Saylor says, should I follow up with a thank you email after my interview yesterday? Should I email everyone individually or all at once or just the CIO? I would email everybody individually. Personal touch, it's nice. You might have something separate to say to each of them, like, oh, you mentioned this in the interview. If you're going to just pick a couple, CIO and hiring manager, if it's not the CIO, would be the right ones. Because if I'm not the hiring manager and you send me a thank you note, that's cool. But like, they've probably already decided if you're moving on or not. So you're not, it's like sending a message to one of them isn't going to influence anything. It is nice and professional too. Remember, you never know who's looking. I can tell you, I have an example where we interviewed a guy at MUSC, and his compensation demands were much higher than we were going to pay him. He was a great fit, great attitude, great person, but he was coming from a different sector, and he was going to have to take a huge pay cut to come work with us, and he didn't want to do that. And I was like, all right, no, like I respect that, that's fine. And I ended up staying in contact with him, and then like a year later, an opportunity came up in his area, in his industry or whatever, and I just messaged him like out of the blue. I was like, dude, I remember like you were great people. Didn't work out with us, but I found this opportunity and it might be a good fit for you. And I'm pretty sure he went on to take that job. So you never know who's watching. Put good out into the world, and sometimes it'll come back to you, okay? Another question, late to the party, but what's a good technical hands-on follow-up to Sec Plus cert? Animated physique, it really depends on what you want to do. If you want to work on the blue side, get experience with like a SIM, digital forensics type stuff, get practical skills. That's what I would do. If you want to do offensive, get into either web application pen testing or system hacking, like domain controller hacking and stuff like that. I got a few days, Jay Fox says. Any OSINT angle to the United Healthcare CEO shooting? I don't know if you have any thoughts about this. I mean, I would say, like, the second that guy's name came out, the Luigi guy, I saw multiple posts of people doing deep dive OSINT. So, like, Jay Fox, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of that information's already out there, and it blew up virally. Kind of weird. That guy is, like, for all intents and purposes, that guy looked like he was living, like, his best life. Valedictorian, wealthy family, international vacations, all this stuff. And then he just, like, goes rogue. So I don't know what the hell. But
yeah, I mean, there's multiple sides of it. I mean, please remember in all these things, and I've said it before on this show, like, wait for the dust to settle, because the facts are going to be fast and loose, and 9 times out of 10, it's never correct. There's people like, oh, it's the wrong jawline, it's this, it's that. I mean, you're going to have people on both sides, doing stuff. Just, follow the story by all means, but, especially in forensics, really, really taught me that, you never make assumptions. Follow the path, see where the evidence takes you, and then you can make an informed decision, right? So just always keep that level of skepticism and just follow along. So that's why I'm not going to weigh in on it. I was like, yeah, I mean, the only thing except for I hate that somebody's life got taken, right? I mean, that's never good.
No.
But I mean, outside of that, I'm not going to weigh in until, and that's even if it pertains to anything that we do, right? I mean, there was a shooting downtown last week. Doesn't mean I need to comment on it or say anything about it, right? I'm not saying that there was or not. I'm just using that as a hyperbole, right? So
yeah. Matt Willett says, I have a dedicated InfoSec position with a school district. It would be my first dedicated security role. Any suggestions to make me stand out? Having some imposter syndrome fears to the max. Okay, Matt, just embrace the imposter syndrome. Like, I've been working in this industry a long time, and I still suffer from it. Eric probably does. Like, everybody, everybody's going to do it, okay? Everybody's going to have it.
Last week, I had it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I guess get comfortable with it. Second of all, as far as standing out, bro, what I would say is go, like, there's a million stories right now of school districts getting hit with ransomware. Look at Medusa ransomware hit Minneapolis. Vice hit the Los Angeles County School District. Like, you can find a ton of them, right? Go look at them, review the stories, get familiar with what the attack sequence or the kill chain look like, and just be kind of ready to talk about that. Like, don't be like, all right, so Matt, can you explain to us why you want this position? And you're like, did you know that in Minneapolis there was a ransomware attack? Like, don't do that. But, like, be prepared to kind of fold it into the story. And you're going to show that you were proactive, that you were thinking about their particular needs. That's at the end of the day, you are there to show them why you are so great at doing work there. And I think that little proactivity is going to show them that, you're interested, you're passionate, a lot of opportunity. They're desperate, honestly. Like, K through 12 schools are really struggling with maintaining cyber and everything like that. So make them aware that you're going to crush it. Okay. It's 9:30. I actually have to go. I got to go to,
Yes, so
I haven't even packed yet, but I gotta pack and then go to Atlanta. So Eric, do you want to end the show, or are you wanting to?
Yeah, I'll end it out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We do greatly appreciate each and every one of you and the questions that you're able to bring to the jaw jacking. I did see all the messages. I'm sorry I was out for the past couple of weeks just taking care of other business activities and was not able to attend. So I did see all your messages. Thank you for when you coming back. I really do appreciate it. But please, if y'all,
it is great to see you again. I know you've been super busy, so.
yeah. If you found value in any of this content, the shenanigans, the educational, the stories, please do us a huge favor and share this out with people that you think would be able to benefit from the stories or the shenanigans that we're bringing. And until next time, please stay curious. And as Jerry says, please be secure. Y'all take care of yourselves now.
All right. I appreciate it, everybody. And for those like Clifton Reed who signed up for the CTF, just go to the Meta CTF dashboard, click compete. Next to this, access the CTF site, go to scoreboard, join a scoreboard, and Simply Cyber, all lowercase, is the scoreboard. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. We'll be back tomorrow for the daily cyber threat brief with a Team Sippy Cup. And remember, I'm doing the Advent of Cyber Room today as well as yesterday. So if you're doing Advent of Cyber, a little teaser there for everybody in the community. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Eric. It's good to see you. And until next time, y'all, stay secure.